guys, and welcome back to another video here on the Kizz FC channel. Today, of course, we are bringing you a match preview ahead of Chelsea's trip to Selhurst Park to take on Crystal Palace. Now, Crystal Palace have been a bit of a bogey side of ours over the years. They've got some results that they perhaps shouldn't have. Even when they're doing badly, they always seem to somehow dig out a special performance ahead of Chelsea, similar to what we saw West Ham do the other night. I remember Joel Ward scoring a winner at Stamford Bridge. I do remember Falcao pulling one back in that game. We just had disastrous games against Palace in the past. I remember losing at Selhurst Park thanks to a John Terry own goal. I mean, how many times did that happen? Not many. But this is a huge game. We are looking to cement our place in the top four, and kickoff massively works to our advantage. And I don't mean just the match starting, of course. I mean the actual time. Man United don't play until Thursday night. This is a chance for us to build a 5-point lead, to extend that gap before their game. All right, they're playing Aston Villa. No disrespect to Aston Villa, but they're not exactly in form, and Manchester United are probably the informed team in the league right now. But a 5-point gap means they go into that game knowing that they have to win. We're playing our games already. If we can snatch those points, it's just Man United running out of games in which they can catch us. So we need to take this opportunity. Of course, Leicester play at 8:15. Chelsea kick off at 6 today. So add some pressure to them. I think they're going to slip up. A couple of people asked me tonight who I think are going to finish in the top four. And I think obviously Liverpool, City, United, Chelsea. Not necessarily in that order, but I think United and Chelsea will be the two teams that finish inside the top four. And I think Leicester are going to be the ones that drop out. Right, let's talk about team news. Who do I think is going to start for Chelsea? Obviously, we've had that poor performance against West Ham. Frank made some changes, which I'm very pleased about. I love a manager that's courageous and will make changes to the team just to prove a point more than anything. I think that's what he was doing. Hey, no one's irreplaceable. I will drop you if you're... So, starting 11 as follows. First of all, in goal, easy one, Kepa. I don't think he's suddenly going to throw Willy Caballero in there. And Kepa did all right in the Watford game. Made that good one-handed save down low. He's got a lot of haters, a lot of critics, Kepa. I still believe in him. He's very, very young. I think he can improve, and I still think he can go on to be a good #1 goalkeeper. Even after keeping a clean sheet and making that save, Chelsea Twitter did its thing. We had people going, oh, it's a save you'd expect him to make. It's actually a rubbish save. Why didn't he hold it? Even when the man keeps a clean sheet and makes a save, he can't get a little bit of praise. Give the man a break. Kepa in goal. Now against Watford, Frank brought in Reece James at right back and moved Aspi to left back. I don't think that's going to be the case today. I think we're going to see Aspi go back to right back. I think Marcus Alonso is going to come back in at left back. And I think Zuma, who played very well against Watford, and he's got some banging stats. If you look at Kurt Zuma, most clearances in 90 minutes for Chelsea this season. He hasn't played like a long run of games, but he showed some solid defensive work. The only thing that worries me is his tendency to do something utterly stupid. But if we can eradicate that from his game, I think we'll be fine. Kurt Zuma and Christensen will be the defence that I go with. That would be my preferred partnership. I've been critical of Christensen in the past, been critical of Zuma in the past. Rudiger, I've said I think is our best natural centre-back, but he's been playing poorly of late, and I think Zuma and Christensen deserve another chance. I really do. Now, big team news, big surprise in midfield, because I believe we are going to see the return of Jorginho. Why, you may ask? Well, N'Golo Kante is out, Kovacic is out, and if I was Frank and I was to pick two players to do that holding role, it would be in that order. I'd have Kante there. If Kante wasn't available, I'd drop Kovacic back in there. I spoke about his strengths being off the ball just as well as his passing range and his shooting ability and all that stuff. But now is the time. If Jorginho doesn't play now, Frank might as well say, Jorginho, you're out, mate. We don't need you, because he's got to be going, right, Kante's out, Thingy's out, I'm playing. This is my position. It's free. Even if I'm not first choice, I must be second choice. So Jorginho will return for the first time, and I think it's in his character. He's a bit of a leader. I think he'll put in a banging display. I really, really do, and I really hope he does, because a selection headache is a good problem to have. You've got too many midfielders in form, great. It's better than having none in form. We've been there in the past. Alongside him is the man that's made it impossible for Lamps to drop him, and that is Ross Barkley. Banging form at the moment. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him as well. We've got that little bit of flair. All right, he overplays at times. He does tricks when it's not necessary. He overcomplicates the play. If he keeps it simple, gets in the right areas, he can finish, he can score goals, and he can be that goal-scoring midfielder that we desperately need. So Ross, the boss, starts alongside Mason Mount. He left him out the West Ham game. It was a risk. You saw what happened. It was one of our worst displays of the season. He won't take that risk again. He relies heavily on Mount. I said it in the previous video. Mount, Barkley, and Jorginho. In terms of the front three, I've got Pulisic on the left, Willian on the right, Giroud up top. Now you can see I've got Cho written in brackets here. I would not be surprised, and I don't know why, I just have a feeling that Lampard is going to chuck Callum Hudson-Odoi into the starting 11 in this game. I've put it in brackets because it would be a weird decision, and Pulisic's been our best player since the restart, but we've had a game every sort of 3 days. Now, Pulisic was out injured for a long time last season anyway. We've seen him pull up with a calf injury. We were surprised to see him back against Watford. I think he could be rested. I really do. I don't think Pedro will play because he doesn't want to disrupt his move to Roma, which means Cho's next in line. Now, on the right-hand side, Willian, give this man a long-term deal, please. Give him what he wants. He wants 3 years, give him 3 years. He wants 2 years, give him 2. If he wants an extra £20 a week and a drumstick lolly, give him that as well, because this man is scoring goals. Yes, some of them have been penalties, but he's putting the ball in the back of the net. Goals make prizes. Prizes are points. Top 4, lovely jubbly. Willian has to start. He has to. Then we get to the striker debate. You can see I've gone for Giroud. I can't really not. I prefer him over Tammy anyway. I think there's a lot more to Giroud's game than just goals. His link-up play is better. He also bags a goal, even when he's doing nothing. Giroud's one of those players that can do nothing. For 85 minutes, he gets one opportunity, he pops it in the net, and that could be the difference between no points, 3 points, 1 point, whatever you want to say. Ollie has to start for me. I'll be very, very disappointed if Lamps sees anything otherwise. Now, if we look at the form of the two sides, yes, we had that hiccup, but we're back to winning ways against Watford. Convincing 3-0 win as well. We looked comfortable throughout. Palace, quite the opposite. Yet to score in the last 3 games. I mean, what can you say? It's the sort of game, the sort of thing that would happen in this one is that Wilfried Zaha has the game of his life, scores a hat-trick, and it's like, hey, I'm back. Because he's done all season, right? This would be his platform. London derby, at home. All right, there's no fans there, but it's on telly. He knows the world will be watching. Transfer window's coming up. Every time the transfer window gets close, he starts 5 games before it opens. He turns into bloody Ronaldinho. He wants to move away. So I think he'll be trying to put himself in the shop window. I'd like to see us just shut that down. If we shut him down, yes, they've got other threats, but we're the form side here. We're also a better team than Crystal Palace. Without the fans, they've got a banging atmosphere at Selhurst Park. I said the other day that West Ham will benefit from their fans not being in the stadium. Palace, quite the opposite. I think they relish their support. It's one of the best stadiums in the league for atmosphere. So in terms of my match prediction, I am going to go with Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 2. I don't think we're going to run out sort of comfortable winners like we did. I think it's going to be a very tight affair. I think it'll be very cagey for the opening 20 minutes or so. But I can see us nicking this by a goal. 3-1, 2-1, maybe even 1-0. I'd love to see Ollie get another goal as well, or Ross Barkley. They're the 2 players that I'm really rooting for. Pulisic, comparing to Hazard, if he keeps performing like Hazard, I'm going to buy a shirt with his bloody name on the back because he has been a hero since we restart. But what do you think? What do you think the starting 11 will be? What's your score predictions? Let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video, guys, and I will see you after the game with my reaction to what is hopefully an important 3 points.